Something that you've taught me has really changed the relationship between me and my children, to the point where I need to give you some serious recognition for it. You suggested that we change 2 words, and they were the words have to get to. So instead of saying I have to cook dinner for my kids, or I have to play with them, or I have to take them to school, or now I have to put them to bed, I have followed your advice and changed those words from have to get to. And all of a sudden, my little human brain changes the entire energy around that task from something that feels like a chore to something that feels like a privilege. And it has actually changed the relationship with me and my kids, because not everything feels like such hard work anymore. I love them to bits, and thank you so much for making my relationship with my children so much better just from doing that one little thing.
There was something I wasn't forgiving someone about, and that someone is my father. I was holding on to something. I was holding a grudge against him. And basically, Elon taught me that he did the best he could with the information he had, and at the time. So, in my opinion, at first, I didn't see that. I couldn't see that. I just thought that he should have broke the cycle, and by me thinking that he should have broke the cycle, I was unable to see that he did the best that he could at the time with the information that he had. And by Elon simply sharing that story with me, it gave me the ability to let go and forgive my dad. So it was a major breakthrough for me. I actually feel lighter, and I know I'm going to feel even lighter once I get to go home and speak to my father.
Since I started following you guys back in 2016, not only has that had a profound impact on my life, but almost every single person that I've shared your content with, passed it on to people from Europe, the United States, Australia, where I live, they always write back to me telling me how it's impacted their life. And it's not just in one area. It touches them in business, it touches them in their relationships, it touches them in their relationship to themselves. So I think it was just about time that I said thank you from the bottom of my heart. What you have done for me and countless others is so freaking amazing. And I know that you're going to keep doing this work for probably the rest of your lives, or definitely for the rest of your lives, because it's in your blood. And for anybody who's considering the, possibility of working with Guy and Elon, consuming some of their content, all I can say is don't even think about it. Every second you're waiting is a second that you could be nourishing your mind, enriching your soul, and actually getting your machine that is you onto a path of creating the life that you really desire. I'm not just talking about things, but I'm talking about your state of being and the actual place you exist from in your life.
I come from old school way of thinking, especially where money's concerned. And today there was a really good breakthrough through something that Elon was teaching about the view of how we see money and how we see it in our lives. And when I first got into the business, I'm a Christian, and I got the message from the Lord that in His Word, He says, I'll give you the power to get wealth. Well, then Elon comes in the reinforcement of that, seeing that, I was raised where it's okay there's no shame in being poor. My parents came out of the Depression, and they taught us, the ways of if you don't need it, don't buy it. And those kind of things held me in a trap of when it comes to money and my viewpoint of money. But that's all gone now, and I'm so grateful for the teaching that money is a byproduct. It's going to happen. It's going to happen effortlessly because of a different mindset, and that mindset is that it's not okay to be poor, but rather that money comes to me effortlessly because of the value that we're taught to give, and that because of value, that'll just happen. And I'm so grateful for that, and I just wanted to give a testimony about that and say how much I appreciate that in my life. It's a life change.
One of the things that I didn't realize was just how much what goes on in my head impacts me physically. It was obvious to me that I was holding on to something, so much so that in the last 3 or 4 days, and it was all about anxiety, it was about being here, meeting people, making sure that I was learning, not being home with the people I wanted to, and all of that was putting so much pressure on me that in my neck, for 3 days, I'd wake up every morning hurting. I even took a couple of pills thinking, some Advil, thinking those things would get better. And amazingly, just going through that process with you, breathing, identifying it, understanding where it came from, it's gone. It went away that fast.
I have been in personal development for many, many years, and I'm very confident to say that I know a fair amount of what to do, what not to do to get connected with people. And even though Ilan was on stage, like literally he was above the group, he managed to connect with the people in the audience. And that's a massive, massive talent of his. And he is not someone that he isn't. He talks from the heart. He listens to what his audience is saying, and he anticipated. I'm sure he had a PowerPoint presentation in his mind, but it wasn't needed because he doesn't improvise, but he just listens, like I said, and then he just tells him, and I'm sure that he just gets something from wherever, what he needs to send out. And at some points I was like, this is not him telling, this is him giving. And that was the biggest present of yesterday. And he was talking about beliefs, and throughout his session my belief grew and increased, and that was amazing of yesterday. So
when you get to that point in the day where you've been focusing so hard on what everyone's saying and you're kind of running out of energy and you're getting tired, and then Ilan comes on stage and within 3 or 4 minutes, right, I'm back, I'm with this, I'm in the zone, it's all good. And so some of the stuff that he shares and the way that he talks about it on stage is so powerful, and you can't put it into words until you experience it. And the reason that I feel it's so powerful is because it's so damn authentic. He's talking purely from the heart. I mean, that's how he lives his life, that's how he runs his business. And one of the things that really made me laugh is he's saying, if my heart isn't saying fuck yeah, then it's fuck no, I'm not doing it. And I was like, yes, I resonate with that, it's fantastic. So, so much value from that, so much value from everything that he does.
How powerful our beliefs are. And when looking at our beliefs on the inside and seeing exactly what is the dialogue we have inside, what are we saying to ourselves, what are we saying to other, how that really reinforces our present reality. And I just found also when he asked people to come up and share what their inner dialogue was and what they're experiencing, especially in our online world, and his way of reframing them in order to think in a more positive way and more constructive way towards the impact they want to give and the goals they're going after, it was just gorgeous.
And especially Ilan's presentation blew my mind. Like, Ilan, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to change my life.
Yeah.
Like, I just know it. And
it was exactly what I needed to hear, because I have been feeling this exact same way about money, struggling inside and trying to understand why it is that I feel that way. And all the takeaways and the ideas that he's given me, I know that it's only going to help me to just completely battle and overcome this problem that I've been having. So thank you so much, Ilan. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your help. Thank you for what you do, what you bring to the community.
You're absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what comes next from you, and I can't wait to watch you at the next event. Thank you so much. Words can't explain how thankful I am.
thank you very much. And for whoever is watching this, I hope to see you on one of his calls very, very soon.
I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you do, for everyone that I know that attends your calls and your webinars, and for me personally as well. Thank you so much, my friend.
We love you very much.